It's the third day in a row for a weather alert day. I'll show you the new maps that show the flood risk, the severe risk, and a flood watch coming up.
The search and rescue crews will resume their search for a missing man here at Raleigh Beach. We're bringing you the latest developments as the search continues today.
And former President Donald Trump will be in Charlotte today for a rally. What you can expect from that as Democrats plan to push forward with naming its presidential nominee. A lot happening on this Wednesday morning at 4:30. We're glad you're with us on this WRAL Weather Alert Day. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, great to have you along here. Midweek points. We should be getting used to this, right? Third day in a row.
It's a theme.
It is. It's we're riding it out too. Yep. No worries. Amy Wilmoth in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now is where the risk is.
Right, we have a lot of new things to talk about this morning. We still have the medium risk for flooding for most of the area today, but new this morning we have a level 1 risk for severe storms from Wake County and points to the north. This is the third day in a row with a WRAL weather alert day in place. And this is also new this morning. This is a flood watch that goes through tomorrow. So for today, starting at 11 a.m. through Thursday. A look at the radar right now. We have some activity from around Wake County and points to the south. Nothing severe right now, but we do have some scattered showers and thunderstorms. A flash flood warning for just the southwestern tip of Hope County for the next couple of hours. Some pockets of heavy rain, frequent lightning with these as well. Closer look at Wake County. It's really the southern half, Apex, Cary, Holly Springs down to Fuquay getting some rain. Perhaps some thunder you'll hear shortly within the next 30 minutes or so perhaps. And our southern counties, Hope County, Cumberland County, Sampson County, getting some scattered showers and storms this morning. A look at future cast. Now it looks like this is going to start to move away from us into mainly our eastern counties by the heart of the morning commute, which is good news, but I still think we'll have some light rain. Then we'll have a little bit of a break for the middle part of the day, and another round of scattered showers and storms will be with us later on this afternoon and this evening. A live look at Apex where the rain's coming down. Temperatures are in the mid 70s. It is going to be hot and steamy again today with another round of those storms, highs in the low 90s. I'll show you how much rain we could get in a little bit, Ken.
All right, at 4:32. Good morning, everybody. Great to have you with us this morning. We're getting started early this morning because it is a WRAL weather alert day. Many of you, as you can see from our road conditions map this morning, waking up, there's some wet road conditions, Wake County and all our neighbors to the south of us. So we're going to keep you informed, I should say, as to exactly what's going on. We also do have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning. WRAL Kelsey Coffee will giving you a closer look so you know what to expect when you head out this morning.
With breaking news we're following right now, over 2,000 customers are without power right now in Orange County. And Nick Perlin joins us live from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on Irwin Road in Chapel Hill. Nick, this outage is what officials call is the object of power lines. Is that right?
Ken, I'm sorry, Jeff, that is right. And Duke Energy workers are here working on those power lines, trying to restore power to those customers who don't have it right now. I'm going to get behind the camera and I'll show you a little bit of what they're doing. I've been seeing them here all morning. I've been here since about 2 a.m. and you can see that Duke Energy truck right there. I've seen workers get on parts of that truck and try to move up towards this part of the energy, the power line, trying to restore energy. Like I said, still working to find out when exactly the lights will be turned on for those customers who don't have it. Of course, we'll keep you updated on any new developments we learn with that. Live in Chapel Hill, Nick Perlin, WRAL News.
At sunrise, crews expect to resume their search for a man who disappeared while swimming in the Neuse River at Raleigh Beach. The search was called off last night because of weather. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from the Neuse River Trail near Raleigh Beach. And Laura, this is the 4th reported drowning at that beach in 2 months.
Renee, right now we are standing off of Loch Raven Parkway. Behind me, you can see law enforcement officers blocking the Neuse River Trail. The deputies and patrol cars parked right in front of the entrance. But search and rescue teams will resume their efforts this morning after that swimmer went missing at Raleigh Beach. The Wake County Sheriff's Office responded to the call around 11:45 yesterday morning. A view from Sky 5 shows search boats in the water and a tent set up on a nearby bridge. A witness said a man was in the water water and never resurfaced. The rain we've received over the past couple of days is complicating matters and has made the water muddy. After the fourth reported drowning in 2 weeks, crews with the city of Raleigh are putting up a gate to restrict traffic to staff, city vehicles, and first responders. Some tell us this is a necessary step.
Absolutely. I feel happy because there's not going to be no more people drowning. I mean, every time, at least once a month or twice a month, you can see the firefighters and the police coming.
And a spokesperson for the city of Raleigh says they are looking at speaking and meeting with different agencies to discuss how they can make this area safer as far as the search and rescue efforts this morning. It's important to note that this morning's weather and forecast could impact those efforts. So, of course, this is something that we will continue to follow throughout the morning. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
Former President Donald Trump will be back in North Carolina today. He is holding a campaign rally in Charlotte. The Republican presidential nominee will take the stage tonight at 6 inside Bojangles Coliseum. This is not an outdoor event. The event, though, is free. WRAL's Eric Miller will have live reports starting at noon. You can count on WRAL to bring you updates on air, online, and on the WRAL News app.
Also today, the Democratic National Convention starts the process of naming its new presidential nominee. A committee will meet to talk about the process for how to pick a new nominee to replace President Joe Biden on the ticket. Vice President Kamala Harris has secured the backing of enough delegates to get the nomination. The DNC plans to hold a virtual roll call before the convention to select a nominee. DNC Chair Jamie Harrison says that process should wrap up by August 7th, 12 days before the convention starts.
Kamala Harris is on the campaign trail. She is quickly advancing her attack strategy against Trump. Harris held her first rally Tuesday in Wisconsin. She told the crowd that Trump wants to take the country backward. She also contrasted her record with his.
I took on perpetrators of all kinds, predators who abused women. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type.
Trump attacked Harris in a press conference by phone, saying she is the same as Biden, but much more radical.
A lightning strike may be to blame for a house fire in Johnston County. Firefighters responded to a home in the Flowers Plantation community around 8 o'clock last night. The homeowner said she heard the strike and quickly knew her house had been hit.
I heard a loud cracking noise, boom, lightning, and when after that, I told my husband I thought it was that something was burning, and all of a sudden we saw black smoke coming from everywhere.
The fire chief says that fire was contained to the attic space, but the home suffered smoke and water damage.
Good morning. I'm Chris Lovingood here in the WRAL Life Center. I'm keeping an eye on flights this morning in conjunction with what we saw with that global tech outage, but also with the weather from yesterday. And there is a significant improvement. Let's pull this up on the screen so you can see it better. I've only seen maybe, let's count here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 delays and only 4 cancellations. So, and this is actually varying from a couple hours from now into the noon hour in terms of the flights that are scheduled. So that's good to see that improvement. Lastly, I just want to show you the FlightAware map here to kind of show you where things are in terms of countrywide. 71 delays and 17 cancellations. So much better after that global tech outage. Delta was the airline that was still kind of struggling getting flights back on track as of yesterday, but things again are starting to improve.
That's encouraging. Chris, thanks. Here's a live look at the U.S. Capitol. This is where Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will be today to address lawmakers. He's also expected to meet with President Biden and Vice President Harris. Netanyahu's arrival in Washington was met with protests. About 200 people were arrested at the U.S. Capitol during a pro-Palestinian protest yesterday. This will be Netanyahu's 4th speech to Congress.
Also, Renee, relatives of hostages held by Hamas in Gaza are urging Netanyahu to announce a hostage deal during a speech today in Washington. They gathered in Tel Aviv yesterday, marching and holding signs that read, "Bring them home now and leaving no one behind." Hamas is reportedly still holding more than 100 hostages, including 8 dual American citizens. Israel has reported around a third of those hostages are believed to be dead.
Can you believe we are just 2 days away from the opening ceremony for the 2024 Paris Olympics? Some action is kicking off there today. The U.S. men's soccer team, players under the age of 23, will take on France in an opening round group match. The game happens at 3 this afternoon. WRAL is your home for the Summer Olympics. We will have live coverage starting this Friday through August 11th. Look for live reports from Paris throughout the competition at 6 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m.
20 minutes before 5 right now on Wednesday, the man charged with murdering 4 college students in Idaho is asking for a change of venue in his trial. The reasons behind the request.
And part of Yellowstone National Park is closed this morning after an explosion near a thermal pool. What experts think caused the blast.
And we give you this live look down Salem Street in Apex. As you can tell, it is raining there right now this morning. Today's the 3rd WRAL weather alert day in a row. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth will join us after the break with a look at the medium flood risk in some of our areas.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Welcome back. I'm meteorologist Amy Wilmoth. And for Elizabeth this morning, we have the tower lit in red because we have a weather alert day. We have the threat for more flooding and also the threat for some strong damaging winds. This is a live look at the radar right now. Most of the activity is from Wake County and points to the south. We don't really have any active warnings in our area right now. Let's take a close look at the southern half of the area. We do have some pockets of moderate to heavy rain, and we will have the storm tracker out there keeping an eye on the roads. A few showers for the morning commute, but moving east early in the morning commute. It will be heating up, but we'll have some dry time during the middle part of the day and then another round of storms later on this afternoon, this evening. This is how it looks in an hour-by-hour form. 40% chance for the next few hours, a little bit of a break, and then more later today.
Stunning new details in the investigation into the assassination attempt against former President Trump. Pennsylvania Police Commissioner says 2 officers who were watching over Trump's rally earlier this month left their posts just before shooters started firing from a nearby rooftop. The commissioner made the revelation during a congressional hearing yesterday. He says the officers left their vantage points to look for a suspicious person they had spotted. That person ended up being the would-be assassin, Thomas Crooks. The commissioner said he wasn't sure whether the officers would have been able to see Crooks climb to the rooftop if they had stayed in their positions.
The man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students has requested a change of venue for his upcoming trial. Brian Koberger is accused of taking the lives of 4 students in November of 2022. This week, his attorney requested that the trial be moved to a different county. His lawyer listed a small jury pool, a biased jury pool, and heavy local media coverage as some of the reasons behind the request. Koberger's trial is scheduled to begin in June next year.
Prescription drug prices are a major concern for many Americans. Pharmacy benefit managers responsible for managing access to nearly 80% of all prescription drugs in the U.S. are pushing back against allegations of exploiting patients. Executives from 3 of the largest PMBs were grilled on Capitol Hill yesterday. One survey shows nearly 3 in 10 Americans have rationed or skipped doses of prescribed medicines because of high costs. They blame brand manufacturers, who they say raise drug costs up to 60%. The committee members refused to accept that, pointing to investigations from the Federal Trade Commission and the House Committee.
A former Wake County dance instructor charged with child sex crimes is now facing even more charges in Pender County. 41-year-old Alyssa Edwards is charged with statutory rape and indecent liberties with a child. Edwards previously worked for CC & Company Dance Complex in Raleigh. Authorities say her alleged victims were students at dance studios across the state.
Part of Yellowstone Park is closed this morning after this large explosion there. It happened in the Biscuit Basin area, and officials say it was a hydrothermal explosion, which happens when fluids transition to steam and then expand. There was some damage, but no injuries. Officials say there are no signs of any imminent volcanic eruptions.
A new study pinpoints another reason forever chemicals known as PFAS are so prevalent in the human body. Researchers found everyday foods, including apples, corn, spinach, and strawberries, are frequently sprayed with pesticides that contain PFAS. They also found PFAS pesticides in insect-killing sprays used in homes and in flea treatments for pets. PFAS are estimated to be present in the bloodstreams of 98% of Americans. More jobs are coming to Cumberland County. A titanium manufacturer plans to bring more than 300 jobs to the area. American Titanium Metals will build the $865 million plant in Fayetteville. The jobs would pay an average of $120,000 per year. State officials approved an incentives package worth over $20 million. WRAL previously reported that the company was considering a site in North Carolina.
A funeral service will be held Saturday for former Durham District Attorney Leon Stanback. Stanback died Saturday at the age of 81. A longtime judge, was a graduate of North Carolina Central University. He became Durham County's DA in 2011 and continued in that role until his retirement in 2014. His service will be Saturday morning at 10 at St. Joseph's AME Church in Durham.
Soccer fans at Kenan Stadium in Chapel Hill were treated to a lot of goals in the SC Series match between Man City and Celtic FC. A severe weather warning just an hour before kickoff forced fans to evacuate the stadium. But the match went on as scheduled. It was all tied up at 3 in the 68th minute when Celtic broke free and scored to go on top. They held on for a 4-3 win. Glad they were able to get that game in. Boy, tell you what, the showers yesterday and the storms, the same time of day downpour yesterday and the day before. Meteorologist Amy Wilmoth in the WRO Severe Weather Center. I just couldn't believe it, like clockwork, just like you guys called it.
Right, and then Mike and Kat were showing you yesterday how we were thinking that the storms would linger into the overnight hours and thunder might wake you up, and that's what happened to myself overnight with some of those storms that rolled through Wake County in the Cary area. Right now, the heaviest rain is in Wake County and points to the south. We don't have any severe thunderstorm warnings or anything like that right now, but we do have some steady to moderate rain moving right through downtown Raleigh right now. I think for the heart of the morning commute, the rain's going to be focused along I-95. Still some light rain possible in the triangle, but we'll probably start to see things let up in the triangle over the next 30 minutes or so as that starts to push to the east. But look at the 7-day rainfall total. We've had some very heavy rain across the area. In the area that you see shaded in yellow, that's perhaps up to 6 inches of rain. So some heavy rain. The ground is really saturated, and the risk for flooding, the medium risk, has been expanded. That's new this morning to include the entire viewing area. And that's why we now have a flood watch in effect for the entire area through tomorrow. We also have a level 1 risk for severe storms from Wake County and points to the north today. This will be later in the day that we expect severe storms. Late in the afternoon and the evening, the main threat would be wind damage, perhaps some strong gusty winds, just an isolated hail or tornado threat. So let's take a look at that with Futurecast. Again, this morning at 8 a.m. for the heart of the commute, I think the heavier rain will be in our eastern communities moving out of the triangle. At lunchtime, we'll have a little bit of a break. Similar to yesterday, we had a few hours where we had a break from any rain on the radar. And then we saw more develop in the afternoon and evening. We'll see that again today. And with any of these showers and storms, we'll have some heavy downpours and the potential for some gusty winds. Check out this Weather Watcher photo sent in from Kathy and Vass of some of the lightning lighting up the clouds. Send in your photos. Go to WRAL.com and search Weather Watchers. This is a live look in Fenton and Cary right now. You can see the raindrops on the lens. The rain coming down in Cary again. Temperatures are in the 70s, dew points in the 70s. So it's very warm and very muggy outside this morning. If you need to walk the dog today, the best timing for most of you will be late this morning until around lunchtime or 1 o'clock. And then we'll see another round of those showers and storms. It's going to be fairly hot today, too, with a high of 91. Now, talking about tomorrow, we have a medium risk for flooding again, and we are considering issuing a weather alert day for tomorrow. We're going to make that decision later on this afternoon, but I expect another weather alert day coming for Thursday. Still storms in the forecast Friday, but look at the weekend. Lower humidity, no rain. I'm loving it, Ken.
Something to look forward to, but right now, many of you will be waking up to some wet road conditions this morning, as you can see from our map this morning. And also, as we take a look at our live sensors this morning, we're not seeing any major activity in terms of anything that will delay you. This is a live look at 440 and Capitol Boulevard this morning. Traffic has definitely picked up a little bit, but we'll keep an eye on that. We also have the WRAL storm tracker out on the roadways this morning. Kelsey Coffey will be giving you a closer look at those road conditions as you head out this morning. Of course, if you are heading out, you can take us with you. Listen to us on WRAL News Plus at 99.3 FM in Raleigh and 96.5 FM in Durham.
Ken, thanks. Apple is considering going retro for the next iPhone. When the company could release its first foldable phone.
Plus, we're getting a new look at Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga in Joker 2.